You know the old saying, it's like riding a bike, meaning it's just so easy. You know how to do it. You get on, you start moving the pedals, you get that balance, and off you go. If I ask you, how do you initialize a wireless LAN controller like a 5760 or a catalyst switch like a 3850 or 3650 to get it up and running, hopefully the answer is just like riding a bike to you because it's the same standardized process. You're going to start off with a device like one of these guys that is initially unconfigured. It's waiting for you to set it up, maybe launch it through a default configuration wizard, off you go. How do I begin that process? Well, I will need to get local to it, right? Because it doesn't know where it belongs on the network yet. And so we can configure it using a console port. Remember, it's going to have that RJ45 connector on one side, and then there should be something like a DB9 serial connector on the other side. And that's what's attached to your computer. Now you can start sending serial commands through whatever your preferred terminal program might be. So that could be PuTTY, or it could be Poderosa, or any of the various different tools that are used to establish console serial-based connections. Now, in some cases, you may even go one step further. Let me extend this out here a little bit. You might need an adapter because you've got USB. So, okay, I use my USB to DB9 adapter. So this goes in through a USB port. And then I'll use usually a very different COM port because it'll be a virtualized COM port that gets added into my device manager that I'll use to send commands through. However, with that said, our newer devices now support USB Mini Type B connectors. So I can use my own USB port with a Mini Type B that plugs directly into that device. Again, that could be this Catalyst 3850, or it could be something like this guy over here where I'm dealing with a wireless LAN controller, 5760. They're both iOS XE based, that POSIX-based platform, and supporting that USB makes it very easy to establish those console connections. Once I've established the console connection, I can start configuring it, give it an IP address, for example, and enable support for protocols like Telnet and Secure Shell. Once I have now given it its baseline configuration, I can further configure it using either of these protocols, or I may well use the graphical interface, which is going to be based upon the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's going to be a web-based interface, of course, in order to manage it. So this is how we are going to configure our devices initially in order to kind of get them up and running.